Hello and welcome. Okay, I'm just gonna be seeing how much I can stream today. Um, Not sure what we're gonna do. I've got some stuff that I want to finish right now, so I'll give that a go. And boy, I've still been loving painting these glossy objects, machinery. Just figuring out this one. This is one that we left off on last time. I've done a lot of work on it since, but very different. I believe I wanted these highlights toning down. I've been thinking lately about the blur brush because sometimes it's good and sometimes it just ruins whatever you've been painting, like irreparably. Um, it's definitely got its use case, and I'd say the same with the actual blender, like the blur. Well, to be fair, the airbrush is good. Sorry, I mixed it up. I meant to say that the airbrush as well. That one really does have its specific use cases, but even the just the smudging tool. I feel like a lot of people get into trouble with that, and I have too. It's just really over blending is not good, right? That's a very common issue that people get is over blending, and I think in the way I paint, at least, I think I'm only going to end up using it when I'm painting something when I'm painting a smooth surface, basically, when it actually is demanded of it. Needs to be like a hand over here from the dark section of the metal to the light section. It's gonna be something like that. Just how much better that looks on the left hand side now. And I haven't even fully done it. I'd like to put a bit more of a rim light on it around there. I think that would make it look even better. Even more accurate. There we go. You see the kind of there's a top and bottom now. Sorry, I haven't given you guys the proper view. There you go. I haven't used that view in a little while, so kind of forgot it. So yeah, you see, we're really in the last refinements of this. I shouldn't really be refining the edge of the screen so much. I haven't even got this kind of controller in yet. just love how this glossy stuff looks. So nice painting. So it's so nice just getting to like properly, you know, really paint reflective materials. You know, because there's so much opportunity with this subject. So like, you know, show off the old rendering skills. Oh, you see that? How we're just kind of sculpting this metal like putty. See how big of a difference that made in how smooth the metal looked as well. If we're going to undo history. We went from that to that. Start, finish. So you can really see, you know, just how much smoother that immediately makes it. Even if it hasn't done a perfect job. That's why we come in again. And again, I'm using the roller brush because I want that bluntness. But I think once it has been smoothed, using the airbrush becomes kind of more okay. Yeah, we're just going to go in and smooth it out, and you know, it's easier to see what our mistakes were as well after blurring it. I think I'm going to add that same rim light that the other one has right on the bottom. Or, you know, just like a reflection of the floor, sorry. These are pretty good for that blur tool too, because they're like so, I think so close on the edge becomes kind of hard to shade. So there you go, you see we made that look natural. Looks so much warmer than that one. Oh, sorry, just put my mic. Let me get some of these colours right the way around, maybe. I want that metal to feel like it is like inset, and I feel like this feels weird where it's the light value against the light value, so I add a little bit of this darker value in here. That highlight that I just added at the bottom is gonna look a lot more natural, as well as just, you know, a lot better and more dramatic in general. Nice. In my head, I was gonna match the same value buttons as on this side. And yes, I did just copy the colour of the button. I couldn't be asked to find it. I should probably get the darker colour though. More concerned with trying to get that pattern right. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. I remember what I was talking about now. Oh. That was that Windows right click thing showing up then. Not a good sign. Yeah, and you're not going to see the bases of them. See what I was going for with them. Shouldn't be shading these in so early, but see if we can get away with a mistake. close enough. Alright, so you see we're slowly bringing that in from, you know, what it was to what we want it to be. And you just keep doing that more and more. I mean, that didn't look that difficult, right? Bit of work that was just done on here. The what is it? The blending brush did a lot of the work, and the buttons just like a pattern. As soon as you've got, you know, that ability to kind of see in 3D, if that makes sense. As soon as you got your 3D comprehension, I like to call it, a lot of stuff becomes doable. A lot more doors open for you as an artist. So don't forget, once you can paint properly with you know, the proper fundamentals, and you can render properly, you can go anywhere you like, and your skills will apply. They won't always apply like 100%, I suppose, but they will almost always provide a massive advantage, massive learning advantage. And this screen really looks nice and like milky, doesn't it? One at the top doesn't know. Looks kind of fake. That helps a little. I feel like it needs its reflection to be more like this one. Too far up and to the right. It needs to be like there. Or like there, I guess. Something like that. There you go. Just made it match the screen below it. So you see, we're really just kind of, I like to think about it like as Photoshop at this point. I feel like at this point in the painting process, you really are more like photoshopping a painting that has already been done. The painting's done now, I'm just doing the finishing touches. Except for places like here, I suppose. But that's where I've kind of fallen behind. I wouldn't recommend doing what I did there, where I left it for so long. It's only because I've been painting a perfectly mirrored one here, so I just thought I'd work on that one and get it in spec, and then come back. But I'd recommend doing everything as much as you can, or as much as it's efficient, doing, you know, so a lot, basically doing everything at the same time, and just, you know, toning the detail in slowly when you speed painting like this. Keeping it all at the same detail level all the time. I feel like the head on this one is a bit boring compared to what I wanted it to be. But it does look how I, you know, pretty much exactly how I imagined it. A little better even. I feel like I want to just take a little chunk off the bottom there. I want these to look more like they're really long, you know, kind of tubes, similar to night vision. But then again, this edge, maybe that's what's wrong. Possibly I should be expanding this edge here just a little bit, as well as making that thinner down there. Because you can see there's such like a wide area here, and it was just like a really thin line on this side. A perspective issue, I suppose. A little better maybe. hard to paint things like that have such a sharp cut in the edge in the end, and have this paint job on where there's like a change in the surface value. I'm just trying not to have to go and work on that part, difficult part. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. I think that looks a little better. I was trying to put some like green text or maybe stars or something that you'd be looking at through these lenses in the lenses themselves, but just couldn't get it. You know, just couldn't get it looking right. 'Cause the lenses need to be. It just ended up. There's such a small part of the painting that it was hard to read, and kind of messing up the. It was so much detail in one place. Like even some of the highest areas of details, like these reflections with the little dots in. That's even higher detail than that. Trying to turn those little green dots in the eyes into text. So yeah, I just left them as these little dots. Yeah, maybe I'll change, I'm not sure. Excuse me. But yeah, I like the way the lenses came out, because that's something that's really difficult to kind of imagine what it would look like. You know, what would this kind of lens thing, and the idea, by the way, is you know, someone looks into it like that with their hands grabbing it on each side maybe, but yeah, it's like people use it like a microscope, where you're looking through the two, or even like a night vision, I guess, or like a weapon rifle scope, but two of them. But we're at an angle, we're not looking down them, and looking down them would be hard to kind of figure out what that would look like too. But yeah, I'm happy with my first go on that, really. It just worked. I had a really vivid idea of what the lenses should look like. Basically, pretty dark, because only when you're looking directly down them should there be much light. Normally with lenses like these where they're shrouded. And obviously a primary reflection, and then a lot of little secondary reflections. And I did also have in mind the idea of seeing what is on the screen, you know, like with the green dots, but I ended up abandoning that. That's the only thing where it looks different to how it did in my head, and that's just something that didn't, you know what I mean, it's something I'd say was more of an issue with my imagination than with the medium sound. This one I stilled. Oh, I really love the design of it so much. I'm so happy with how this one just looks. Seriously, it's in a league of its own, this one. All those reflections, you know, subtly showing the shape of the, you know, the controls sticking out. This is a bit swayed though. And in my full painting of it, I've actually liquefied that, and I've pulled these reflections that way. Excuse me. And yeah, this one's still, I feel like, yeah, I maybe feel like this is the first one I painted, and I feel like this one still feels the most real, like you could touch it. Just that because that porcelain material, you know, it's kind of like a toilet bowl material, but it's very relatable. You know, I've never seen a material that looks like that. I would say that's more like aircraft, you know, aluminium, like an airplane, than anything. But I've never seen an airplane that is that shiny, you know. So these are all kind of unfamiliar materials, but I think because this one is so familiar in our world, it really really proud of it for its realism, for how real it looks. Me, you know, I got that to like almost photographic level. Not fully, because that wouldn't look very good. Or I guess it would, but it's not my aim. See, there's still some stylistic touches, like in these control knobs aren't exactly realistic looking, right? Such small detail, probably. But yeah, really happy with this one. All right. Maybe we'll go work on something else. I don't know. I don't know what I had in mind for today. I really do need to get those 4 props finished. Soon though, because I haven't uploaded any artwork in a while, and I can't wait. I was so happy with my last ArtStation upload, and this is me doing it again but better. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. This is the sort of universe I've been thinking about as well, by the way, for this stuff. You can see I've even imported that as reference. And this was another painting I did in isolation. I was trying to tie them together, but it didn't work out very well. There were some things that I liked about it, though. I like that the floor is a bit holographic, if that makes sense. You can see these sharp reflections, but then if you see these ripples, they kind of look like the floor is flat, but it's got some kind of glaze over it. And I liked how that looked. I like the design of this rubber shoulder here. How the rubber kind of bulges out, and I feel like in my imagination that works really well when he lifts his arm up, because that shape will kind of squeeze in nicely. So I do want to go ahead. I think I am going to design some kind of armor that really utilizes those joints everywhere. I like how the gun turned out as well. It might not be very recognizable yet, but the gun that he's holding is a mirror polish, not like the dark, you know, black oxidized polish that are on a lot of guns today. This is like full on, you know, mirror, because nothing else is really, everything's very glossy, but nothing's like an actual mirror finish. And I think guns in our world are kind of similar to that, because they do all, the way they're built is very uncommon. It's not like any other object, you know, heavy chunky metal that's been polished and very well nicely machined, and yeah, polished in that very unique way that they end up kind of dark. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so there's nothing in our world that looks quite like guns, so I wanted them to have that kind of unique standout look in here as well. And yeah, I really like the design of this. This was actually my attempt at painting a Chihuahua, completely from imagination, without looking at any reference, and as you can see, it turned out pretty terribly as far as Chihuahuas go. But you know, halfway through I realised this doesn't look like a Chihuahua at all, which is completely okay. That was just part of the fun. I don't know what Chihuahuas look like off by art, obviously. So I kind of continued just turning him into this kind of nice alien looking guy, kind of like anthropomorphic alien cat guy. I really like that design, so I think I'm going to try and stick with that too. There's a lot of, you know, ideas bubbling about for me at the moment in this kind of space age concept art, you know, realm. Still thinking about what to do with stuff like this as well, like this guy. I need to catch the I've lost the original file for this, by the way, as well, which had some gorgeous brushwork on the skeleton. I wish I hadn't lowered the resolution of this one, but I was going a bit crazy with it once I figured out the upscale method. I wanted to paint everything using the upscale method, and not everything does fit, so I'd like to find the original file of that one again and bring that brushwork back that was right here in the skeleton. There's some, like, especially in this rib cage here, you wouldn't believe it, but this whole rib cage here that I'm kind of circling is Very, very, very few brush strokes. Very few brush strokes. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it looks great. Yeah, we've still got upscale paintings going as well. I've been doing a lot of these little paints, you know, props and characters lately. I haven't done any characters yet, but you know, I kind of group them together. Yeah, this guy. Can't remember whether that's the upscaled with the AI version or whether it's just the upscaled with anti-aliasing version. I'm gonna de-AI pretty much everything because I did really want to use the AI, but it turned out that from art at least, for my painting, the AI upscaling isn't actually that much better than anti-aliasing. Yeah, I just it's like I don't know. You end up painting over everything again anyway, right? When you paint back into things after upscaling them, so just no point. So I'm gonna at some point take down the two pieces on my portfolio right now that have had, you know, some help from AI upscaling. I'm just gonna go straight to anti-aliasing only. But yeah, this one's good. This one's been going for a long time. I've maybe been painting this one for like over 6 months. Still not finished. It is 4 paintings though. That is, I want to be clear, that is 4 paintings. So, of course, and that's the first stage, which is the most difficult. So, you know. But then again, it's also the one that you should be spending. I don't know how to split the time up yet. You've got more data to deal with in the layers. All right. Yeah, this one is quite fun as well. Just been playing with the paintbrush. The actual like paintbrush critter that is meant to look like a paintbrush. All right. Should we paint some more of these? I don't know. But you know what? I did want to have a go at the space, some more spaceship. I don't know what sort of designs I'm gonna go with for them. Oh yeah, I did a little bit of work on this armor as well since I think the stream last saw it. I really like the look of it now. I love the look of that chest plate. Looks so starry. Again, just looks really Milky Way like. Yeah, still not a huge. Still think it's a bit boring though. That armor painting. That one I can get down with. I end up looking through all of these every time. Yeah. Still love this idea of. I know it's not like an original idea. I don't think. I think I've seen this in like video games to like save and stuff like that. Similar things anyway, and in movies and stuff. But this kind of like handprint on the dome. I don't know if I'm the first one to do the double handprint on the dome either. But yeah, I love that. I love that design so much. I just love how it turned out with the rendering. I love how this hand at the back is like squashed. Alright. Well, yeah, and that was my last ArtStation post, by the way. It was this set of paintings, and I even included a time lapse of this one. Alright. I wish I could start a new time lapse folder sometime so I could separate. You know, 'cause there's a lot of things going on here, and I'm jumping back and forth a lot. We should make a new page then, I suppose. Daunting as that is. Oh, and hard to do this one. Get you guys in the proper view as well. Yeah, today it's just microphone today. I've been I kind of enjoy it. I kind of enjoy doing it without the camera sometimes. So if it makes me do it more often, go for it. Plus, this room and myself are a mess, so probably better off without the camera. Still looks balanced, I think. with the slideshow on the bottom there. Alright, so I've got, as you see, I use the same brush for everything, this main brush. I would even use it as a pen. Kind of thing. I mean, the problem is, if these are going to be in space most of the time, if they're completely reflective or if they're really glossy, they end up looking bad. And I do already have some designs in mind for this. These kind of jousting, and I really like the idea that I think this is better for showing stuff. More than that. I really like the idea of not having laser guns and stuff. These don't shoot anything at each other at all. They grab each other, you know, with big pincers and stuff. So I like the idea that it's all kind of physical with their spaceships. And under these domes, under like this dome, I was thinking for this painting even, but couldn't quite pull it off. I'd like to show them all standing, all in there with, you know, the center console and all the little machines and everyone working, and maybe show the people in behind these windows, show them all panicking and fires and stuff, you know. It's a bit harsh, but you know, that's kind of the idea. And I really like the physical aspect of these machines, like physically grabbing each other and trying to impale each other. And you can't quite see it yet because it's so low res, but there's like fire spitting out of here, like the fuel or whatever. I don't know how these work. The idea is like they're at the tipping point. They're like very much like an organism of their own, but not really, because they're controlled by a council of humans or whatever these animal things are that I've been painting. This is what I mean by just a lot of ideas coming together with this kind of spaceship universe that I've been designing. Which is kind of sad because I feel like I've been leaving, you know, the kind of spooky, scary stuff behind so much. I mean, that's one of my... that probably is my... I don't know, I sure I had a favourite composition before, and I can't remember what that was, but damn, this is a nice composition. This might be my favourite one. There's so much that I need to finish, and that's why I wanted to start streaming a lot. But I just struggle to just sit there and paint, you know. Maybe I should try some music. It might help. And getting paintings done is really what I just need to do. So yeah, I don't know. Let's just work on some of this half done then, I guess, rather than starting a bunch of new little props. I don't know, I find the props easier to start. I find things easier to start in my own time at the moment. I need to get used to starting them on stream. It's difficult. So many choices. Yeah, we'll give this one a paint. Cool. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go and eat some breakfast. I might be on again later. But like I say, these streams for me right now, they're more just a bit like a vlog. just me trying to catch myself up more than anything. Looking at kind of where I'm at and doing a little bit of painting and just keeping it going right now, keeping it smouldering. So yeah, I'll probably be on again shortly. I do want to see how much time I can stream today, but I also want to go for a bike ride, so they're kind of competing in my mind.